Right, it's the Northern Boy Show. Hello.
Okay, coughs and sneezes. What is it?
Spread diseases.
You see, I can't remember that.
No, well, he couldn't remember it either, so that's why I pitched in. It's an old, I think it's NHS slogan, advert, call it what you like, trying to get people not to just sneeze in the open. And they'd show videos of people sneezing in slow motion and all the particulates, all the bits, all the droplets and everything else, how far they went. And
Right.
it's terrifying.
Oh, wasn't it something like a sneeze is like 700 miles an hour or something?
Well, I
Thing,
don't know.
whatever it is.
I don't know those details, but it's
I
not
don't
as
know.
much the speed; it's the angle of
Yeah.
How it spreads.
Spread. That's the word. Yeah.
Spreads.
And also, a lot of diseases are actually spread by the droplets because they're microbes or bacteria or viruses that just sit in the liquid or in your nose or whatever, and they just go everywhere. So, which is why I get arsy with you sneezing in my car without tissues or handkerchief or anything, because your hand don't count. Your hand don't catch anything. Doesn't
Does it
catch? Nah, of course it doesn't.
Well, I didn't even think I sneezed into my hand.
Would you rather have farted in your car?
No, he'd be fucking walking forever if he did that. If he did that. No, it's just this coughs and sneezes, spread disease is a true thing. You know, it's. I mean, why do you suppose the whole world walked around in fucking masks a few years ago when this COVID shit kicked in? You know, I mean, prior to that, I remember a few years ago when I was in London, wondering why the odd person here and there, mostly appeared to be either Chinese or Japanese, were walking around with masks on their faces. Well, I think in their case, it was because of the pollution.
Yeah, smoke.
Rather than rather than the germ thing. But no, that sneezes and coughs are the worst thing to be near somebody if they've got it. Or
Did
them.
you have a smog mask when you were a kid? I had a smog mask. Because of smog.
Yeah, I know all about smog. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, that's one of them. My mum
tasted
had
fucking
got me
smog.
one. Used to have a little thing in it that she changed.
Yeah,
I think-
like a filter tissue.
Yeah.
paper,
I think it was
No,
'cause-
my smog mask was my school scarf
Oh, right, just
because it
wrapping
was
that
it was really tight knit. It was a tight knitted woolen scarf, right? Really tiny little stitches, and you could breathe through it. I remember going home one afternoon from school, and my mum had said, "Look, if the smog drops, put the scarf around you, lad." Blah blah. So I did that, wore it, went home, took the thing off, and there was an area like that of black bits, and it smelled like coal.
yeah.
It smelled just like coal, and that's what it was. It was, the particulates from the smoke becoming smog. It killed people. That's why Manchester and all areas went smokeless in terms of fuel.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to burn coal.
Used to call her my auntie, but it wasn't my auntie. It was someone that, it's just a neighbour.
Was your
or
next door
something.
neighbour on the other side?
Something like that.
It wasn't your grandma.
Yeah.
And when we went down to her house, you could smell, and the bricks were black, and it was from all the crap coming out of the mines and.
Yeah, smog's a real killer. But going back to the mask thing, I don't know how effective those. Do you remember the COVID?
Oh yeah. I remember the
You're
masks
supposed to
and all
wear
that.
masks
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, I don't know how effective that was really, because you don't breathe everything through the mask. You must breathe something that comes in the sides that misses the mask.
Yeah.
So what's the point in wearing it anyway? I mean, I wore one when you had to, but that's probably
Did you think it made any difference?
well. Don't know. I mean, I caught COVID anyway. I think everybody did.
Well, whether it did or didn't, they said it'll help. Let's put it on.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Well, I didn't catch anything. I was just...
I did. I
You know
caught
why
it.
you didn't catch anything? You fucking didn't go anywhere and nobody came to see you.
I
Billy- It was a good time with Billy No Mates. Tell you what.
I caught it. I caught it, yeah. I was looking after a friend's house. And this one morning, I just woke up and I felt fucking awful. And she had a kit in it. They were off on holiday and they had a kit. And I took
Testing
it and it
kit.
was positive.
Oh, right.
But my eyes were just red raw and a headache. And I took a photograph of myself to send to work to say, I'm not coming in, look at this, this is what I look like. And they went, no, don't come in, man.
No, you did the right thing. You reckon you never caught COVID at all?
No, I didn't.
It's just you can't remember back 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, however long it was.
No, I never was ill.
Oh, well, you're lucky.
Just plodded along.
The only reason I knew I'd got it, right, was, and I can tell you when it was the Christmas week. It was the Christmas week. I can't remember if it was the first wave or the second wave of the disease. My daughter was working in a restaurant, and they had to test every day before they went to work. So she tests this one day. She goes, "Oh, bugger. What?" I said, "Oh, tested positive." I said, "Well, test again." Well, we got kits that we picked up, whatever. Test again, yeah. So she said, "Well, you guys better test." Well, I feel all right. Well, you better test anyway, just in case. So we did. I tested, I got it. My wife tested, she got it. Her husband, who she slept with, tested and hadn't got it. How did that Pokemon work?
Weird, isn't it?
Anyway, so I thought, well, that's weird. I've got COVID, and they talk about it killing people and all this sort of shit. And here's me got it, and don't even know I've got it. And the only manifestation of this infectious disease was 2 days later. I felt lacking energy. I felt listless. I couldn't. It's like a lot of days now, really. I just couldn't be asked to do anything. So I just sat in the settee, and watched the telly. And the next day I was fine again. So really, it bothered me for one day. My missus didn't bother her at all. She had it, but couldn't tell. Couldn't tell. No coughing, no sneezing. Oh, I'll tell you what she did notice, which was amazing. Before it became a recognised symptom, right, before anyone said one of the symptoms is loss of taste and smell, she is a super taster and she lost her taste and smell and was terrified that she'd never get it back because she didn't know it was a symptom of COVID. And when COVID went away, of course she got it back again. But I mean, I'll tell you how good a taster she is. We have this thing called a zero water. Oh, is that product placement? Water filter system, right? And you're supposed to test it every so often to see how many particulates are in there.
Oh, right,
blah, blah, blah. And they say when it gets to 6 parts per million, it's time to change the filter. Well, the best she ever did was 2 parts per million without checking. She said, the filter's gone. I said, it hasn't. She said, it has. Test it. I did. 2 parts per million. And she spotted it. That's how good a taster she is. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, a mate of mine, he likes his cheese. You know, I mean, his strong cheeses and all that lot. And speaking about losing you, he didn't know that he'd got this COVID thing. And his missus went out and got his cheese that he has with it.
His usual stuff, yeah.
Yeah, his usual stuff. And like I said, he didn't know he got this thing. And he's trying it, you know, he's having his cheese, and he went, "Oh, I'll take this shit back. It's bloody tasteless." And she went, "No, I can smell it from here." And she went, "Yeah, doesn't smell of anything, not taste of anything. I can smell it from here, and I'm in a different room." And she went, "You want to test yourself for that thing?" So he did. Yeah, he'd got it.
There you are.
But that was the only symptom he had. He just lost his taste and smell.
Yeah, same with Sue.
Funny, isn't it?
Hey, now, speaking of coughs and sneezes and
Spreading diseases.
what do you reckon about this fact that there are more germs on your chopping board in your kitchen Does urine on your toilet seat.
I've heard that.
I've heard that.
Yeah. But would you cut a loaf of bread on your toilet seat?
It's the wrong shape.
Would you cut your cheese
I
up?
probably would.
Off you go then. Come on, we'll follow you with the camera.
I'm not in any bread he chops up, whether it's on his toilet seat or anywhere else. There are all kinds of facts like that are terrifying. But you have to. Do you remember when we were kids? You probably don't remember, but maybe you do. We used to.
I don't remember when you were a kid.
We used to get sent to parties where someone had got chicken pox,
Oh, yeah.
so that we could catch chicken pox,
Yeah,
get it out of the way.
Yeah,
You know?
I went to them.
They were called infection parties or something. Crazy, but do you know what? It's what happened, and I would rather that happen now than giving kids jabs where you don't know the side effects. You know, I mean, when this COVID thing hit, and they talked about jabs, my missus did some research. She said to me, "Do you know about this jab?" I went, "No." I said, "I'm not having it anyway." She said, "Why not?" I said, "Because why give myself something I've not ever had?
Oh, yeah,
Right?
I see. Yeah,
Why
they
give
give you a bit
myself
of
something
it.
I've never had?
Yeah.
Why don't I wait to see if I get it and see if my body can fight it anyway?" So I didn't have the jab, and neither did she, for a different reason. She'd read up all this bloody mRNA shit, or whatever it's called. So she'd not touched it. And amazingly, 2 of my 3 daughters both came to their own conclusions on that and said they weren't doing it either.
Yeah.
Yeah. My 3rd daughter was kind of forced into it because she was a classroom assistant and the headmaster insisted. I'm not sure he could have insisted to the limit, but she just rolled with it anyway.
Yeah, I got...
But I mean, somebody, sorry to interrupt, somebody asked me some years ago, "Had your flu jab?" I went, "No." "Why not? You know, blah, blah, it's coming." I said, "Hang on, I haven't had flu for 35 years. I haven't had flu for 35 years. Why should I give it to myself now in case I get it?" Logic? There is none. So no.
Yeah, my old man had that jab but for flu, and he felt like shit
Yeah.
for a week after it, yeah.
So what's the point of the fucking jab in the first place?
Speaking of those parties you get sent to, right? I got sent to them all as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, all of them.
Yeah.
And when I was about, again, I would have been 37.
You went to a chicken box party.
No, I was about 37, right? And I started to feel like, I was just there in this pub, and I started to feel like really, really bad. I started to sweat. And I could feel these little lumps on the back of my neck. And I was with my missus at the time, and it was an after-show party. And I said, "Can you take me home?" I said, "You just take me home. You can come back to the do. I don't care, but I've got to go because I'm just feeling awful." So anyway, she took me home, and bless her, she went back to the party.
And why not?
You know.
Wouldn't we all?
When she came back, she looked at me and she went, "Look like that, you know, hang on, it's sort of look like that." You know. And she said, "Jesus, there's something fucking well wrong with you, man." What? And I looked in the mirror, I was covered in spots.
Oh.
Right? So the next day I thought, I think I've got, something here. And I phoned me, the next day I phoned up, like my mother, I said, "Did I ever get chicken pox?" And she went, "No, I sent you to all the parties." "But you wouldn't bloody catch it."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I said, "Well, I've got it now. I sure I've got it now." So I phoned the doctor up and I said, I think I've got chicken pox. He went, "Well, come in, but you can't sit with the other things. You've got to go to your own room." So I said, "Well, what time do I get?" They said, "Come down at 11. Just go to the reception and we'll guide you into the room to be in, because if you sit there, you know, you can't..."
I knew I was going to get it.
So yeah.
Isn't that a good idea?
So anyway, I went down there and they'd got a trilby. Yeah. Right, so I thought I'd cover myself up because I looked ridiculous. So I went down to the doctor's, walked in, checked out did she guide me around to this place? And of course, with this haircut, I've got the spots all over here as well. Right. So I went into the doctor's and he was so sympathetic. Oh, he was so fucking sympathetic, this doctor. I walked in and I took my coat off and took my hat off and he went... I've not seen a bloke of 37 with fucking chicken pox before. It's hilarious. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, he gave me this stuff, but what was weird is when it broke, you know, they call it breaking, don't it, when it finishes, because I was awake for a couple of days with it, because you're in so much pain.
Yeah.
It's like you're burning up inside. It's like you're on fire. And when it broke, my missus at the time, she wasn't sure if I died, because I slept for like 3 full days.
Okay, oh.
Yeah, 3 full days. She kept looking at me, even prodding me, and I was just there like this. Yeah. So, you know, when I hear about kids getting it, I mean, apparently it's not as bad as when you're a kid.
No, when you're a kid, no. Well, in fact, I was of the belief that that chickenpox became shingles. In adults.
I could have got shingles.
But if you did, that is drastic.
Yeah.
Especially the amount of cover you got. I mean, I've had shingles twice. Once when I was 16, which wasn't too bad, wasn't too ill, but I had it much later when I was teaching. Must have been 50 odd. Yeah, 50 odd. I mean, I didn't take any time off work in 16 years, except when I got shingles.
Yeah.
I got sent home.
I remember my mother getting it, and she was dreadful.
Yeah. I had to have at least one day in bed because I was just no energy, just absolutely, flaco. But yeah, it's adult chickenpox. But I had it when I was 16, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, my dad, he looked after me mum, you know, didn't make her cook for too long. just wash his smalls, you know.
Love it. Yeah. No, I think,
that's not true, by the way. My dad was wonderful.
Bless him. Yeah. No, I mean, in the old days, you kind of just took for granted the fact that as kids you copped measles, mumps, German measles, chickenpox. What else? I mean, the one thing you didn't want to catch was whooping cough, because that was a real killer in those days.
Oh God, that's horrible as well. When you see babies with that.
Yeah,
fucking terrible.
Well, it's not good for adults. I mean, my mate Jay had it not long ago. I was surprised I'm surprised we didn't all get it. But it wasn't. It didn't seem too drastic with him. He wasn't coughing his ears off like you would have thought.
It is what it says, isn't it, as well? It does sound like whoop.
Yeah. It's the in-breath, isn't it? It's that bit. Trying to get your breath.
Right, that's what it is.
That's the bit about it, yeah. Well, as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, folks. I don't suppose I will.
So, Kev, back to your life story. You ever had any infectious diseases? Go on, I bet you have.
No.
Bet you spread them around as well.
You just can't fucking remember.
No. All right.
Bet you spread them around and all
That
that.
was a long time ago, wasn't it, though?
Well, when I was ill,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Well, the only...
Oh, sorry.
the only illness...
Don't acknowledge him. He said, don't acknowledge him.
No, he's not there.
He's not there.
He's not
gone.
there.
Mr. Invisible.
He's over there.
Yeah, we don't want to break the fourth wall. Yeah, he's up
Right.
there.
Anyway,
Bill.
So, the only thing I can remember ever being wrong with you, apart from forget where you parked your car, is when you got the appendicitis thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that when we were going to do a video and you had to go to the hospital?
No, that was you.
No,
That was you in
there was.
Euston Station. Sorry,
Oh, that was me in Euston
Yeah.
State. Yeah, but there was one where there was a photograph of you in hospital.
I think we might have had to postpone one, for him.
Yeah, there was a photograph of you.
But it's-
Oh, you'd forgotten that you had to go to the hospital for something.
What happened was, I was taking him home from either dominoes or football. He said, "Oh, I've got a bit of pain down here." I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Down there?" He went, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I'd try and get to the doctor in the morning if you possibly can, because that doesn't sound too good." I said, "If you still got it in the morning, check with the doctor." So he did. Straight in. Operation next day. I mean, if you have appendicitis or a problem in the appendix, it can turn into a thing called peritonitis.
I've heard of that.
And you get, I think it's something like 45 minutes to live if you catch that.
Really? Fuck off.
You've got to have your appendix out within 45 minutes or you're a goner. Seriously. My daughter's friend in Menorca died like that. They had her in the ambulance, but the ambulance was an hour away from hospital. She died in the ambulance because they couldn't. Well, I mean, if they'd known what it was, they'd just tried to operate themselves, the paramedics, but they weren't qualified enough. But luckily, that's not an infectious disease. That's just a...
So with me then, I was just lucky then.
Well, you were lucky in a way that it wasn't a burst appendix. It was just they have a thing
Rumbling,
called grumbling. I think
Grumbling.
the word is. Yes, it doesn't rumble because you can't fucking hear it. But yes, it's a grumbling appendix.
It's a mumbling appendix.
Well, even that could be. Yeah, a bit like his rapping.
Yeah, I mean, rapping's pretty good, isn't it?
It is really. Well, you'll mind me there too.
Yeah, I got in fact, I've still possibly got the, what's it called?
Galloping EBGBs.
Yeah, the EBGBs. Oh, no, the blood clot.
Oh,
Yeah.
DVT.
That's still, yeah, that's what made me throw up and all that.
Yeah. But that's not infectious either.
No.
Fortunately.
It's not infectious, yeah.
So,
But yeah, I'm still on blood. I still have to wear this. In case they collapse on stage or
Still
anything.
on them. Do you know, I had my knee fixed a few months ago.
Yeah.
One of the things that has become kind of a bit more obvious than it used to be, and that is DVT, post-op.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
that happens a lot. Yeah.
So what they make you do is wear these compression socks. Have they made you do that?
No, I'm on tablets.
Yeah, well, I was on tablets. They made me take, well, they offered me the choice of self-inject, blah, blah, or take aspirin. I said, I'll take fucking aspirin, thanks. Self-inject shit for 6 weeks. Screw that.
I had to inject myself.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you put it into your stomach.
Oh.
It's
Don't tell me how easy it is. Thanks very much. I
We can't- we
I
can't-
don't like needles at the best of times.
you can't feel it because it's in your stomach.
Yeah, okay. I'll take your word for it.
But then you see, Pat, I'm fucking hard.
Well, let me rephrase this for you. You've got a fucking much bigger stomach than I've got.
Yeah,
Without-
a lot to get through.
Without being rude. Yeah.
It's all part of the image, Pat. It's all part of the image.
Well, no, I think your image is wonderful. The fact, you shirt off at gigs and drag Americans onto the stage and say, you can't come without your shirt on. It's poor American bloke. That's so funny. Oh, dear. Watching this bloke being surfed, crowd surfed to the stage. Unbelievable. Well, yeah, it was good, that was, yeah. It was a top bloke, wasn't it? It was a laugh a minute. Crowd surf is not infectious either. Get back on topic, boy. I mean, the biggest headline recently about infectious diseases has been COVID. And I read an interesting article by Mr. Boris, the Boris.
Oh,
He writes in a weekend publication.
yeah, Bojo.
Him, that's him. Yeah, Boris Johnson, that's him. He had this really interesting slant on this nonsense about the UK paying reparation to countries that were kind of slave traded, if you like, right? He said, hang on. He's saying in his article, he said, hang on, why should we pay reparation to countries that we helped develop? They should say thank you to us. All right? Blah, blah, blah.
A little bit of politics now. A little bit of politics.
When China developed a infectious disease virus, or whatever you want to call it, and they leak, they should pay reparations to the entire world. They'd go bankrupt in 1 minute. You know, because how many people died because of it? Because of those lunatics. Okay? That's what Boris said. Don't come for me, Chinese. It wasn't me who said it. But he made a really good argument that why should we pay when we didn't actually kill that many people, you know? And do you know what he reckoned? He reckoned there were more Africans enslaved by Africans than by Westerners. In his article, I must take it out and read it again. It's really interesting. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what your views are about where that disease came from. You know, supposedly from the market. You know.
Oh, somebody
eating an infected bat. Well, listen, anyone who eats a bat of any description, what's infecting? Christ, I mean,
somebody had sex with a bat or something, wasn't it?
Oh, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Goodness me. Must have a tiny... Oh, stop. That's rude. Bat. I know, I can't... I mean, I won't even eat minced beef, because I don't know what's in it. So somebody who knows they're eating bat, shit. Oh, I know. Ugh, dear me. There are certain things I can... I mean, people kind of jib, if you like, is that the right word, at eating horse meat. Well, what's the difference between a horse and a cow? I think if you cut the horse's head and tail off, you wouldn't know it wasn't a cow.
No difference.
If you know what I mean.
That's right.
Well, the fur might give it away.
Fur? Oh, so horses have furs, do they?
Well, whatever that is, hair. You know.
So do
you know
cows.
what I mean. You know what I mean.
So do cows.
Yeah, but no fucking. But they're not as hairy as a horse, are they?
I don't know. I'm not.
Have you never seen a cow and a horse?
Not very much, closely. Oh, no. Anyway, the point is, I wouldn't mind eating horse meat if it tasted okay, but I wouldn't eat rat meat or squirrel meat. Ugh. No, or bat meat, especially bat meat. But obviously, over there in China, it's a speciality or whatever.
We're showing how well informed we are here, aren't we, folks?
That and shagging bats. We do this shag bats? Surely none of them have got dicks so small. They've got to shag a bat. I wouldn't think. Unless there's other ways of...
So anyway, infectious...
We won't go too deeply into that one.
Well, you couldn't because it's only a bat.
Now he was being naughty. No, but there was quite a big infectious disease pandemic. Was it slightly pre-war? Spain? We called it Spanish flu.
Oh, Spanish flu. Yeah.
I think, in those days, of course, that was pre-science in some respects, in that they couldn't get jabs, whatever, vaccines ready in time. So the idea of a vaccine is to give you a milder version of the main thing. Yeah. So your body fights it. Right? That's where it's at.
I believe it was Edward Jenner that came up with the idea.
Really? Gosh.
What was it?
Does he get 10 mastermind points for that?
No, he cured one of the biggest killer diseases ever, smallpox.
Yeah. Because he discovered that cowpox was similar but mild. Shoved it in a few people and they survived smallpox. So he said, there we go. So smallpox now doesn't exist.
Because of? Because of people getting getting the jab.
I've got a feeling that somewhere deep in a Chinese or a Russian vault, there's still one microbe of smallpox or one microbe of whatever.
Please, anybody that knows whether or not, please write in, let us know. If you have access
if you do know,
to a dark
don't give
vault.
away your identity because the Russians or the Chinese will come and top you.
Yeah.
That's, it's true, isn't it, though? Hang on. they topped a couple of people that weren't even spies, just because they lived next door or something with that bloody Salisbury nonsense. Novichok, is it? Novichok, whatever it's called. Shocking. Anyway, that wasn't infectious disease. That was a bloody whatever it was. Was it radioactive shit?
Probably.
Oh, yeah, he had to be isolated, didn't he? They had to put him in his own ward and they couldn't go and see him or anything.
Well, there were two of them. There was a couple, wasn't it?
Was it?
The door handle thing. No, you're on about the bloke that got
Yeah, with the umbrella.
a cup
Proper.
of tea. Oh, no, that's another one. No,
Yeah.
this was a cup of tea.
Oh.
There was
no.
one that got stabbed with an umbrella.
Yeah, on London Bridge.
Another guy had a cup of tea with the polonium in it or whatever it was.
You have to own a radio to be active, mate.
Who rattled his
This is why we don't let Kev talk too much.
I don't. I keep quiet.
And
You're
then
doing very well, Kevin. Look, keep trying, because one of these times a little gem will come out.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
they do now and again. They do occasionally.
No, we don't let them out anymore.
Right, so anyway, where were we?
There you go. See? Totally confused him.
Infectious diseases. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I think I personally, I think I've been very lucky.
So you never had syphilis?
I've never.
Sorry, I just thought we'd get to what people want to hear.
Okay, then fine.
You know,
no,
we know that's what they want to know.
fine. No is the answer. No, I have never had.
You've not lived, mate.
An
You haven't
STD.
lived. You
Well,
haven't
the only
lived.
STD I was ever involved with was telephones.
Standard trunk dialing.
Subscribers,
Subscribers,
trunk dialing. Yeah, that's what they called it when you had to put 5p in,
Yeah.
not 2p.
Oh, well,
And there was no button B. I can't remember how it worked. to be
they'd
honest.
just gone out when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember going into one where it was button A, button B.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Luckily,
but the
my
thing
own-
was, a mate of mine showed me how you could actually cheat with that. You put your money in. In fact, did you even put your money in? I don't think you did. I think you rang up, right? And instead of speaking to the mouthpiece, you spoke into the earpiece. And they could hear you.
Oh, God, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No. I can't remember how it worked either. I don't
No,
know
no,
the-
it's a long time ago.
Probably
I was only
not
about-
many people now that could tell us either.
No, I was only about 14 at the time, I think.
I know you pushed button A and then the money dropped if
Yeah.
you pushed button B.
No, you only push button B if the people didn't reply.
If they didn't answer, you
Yeah,
push
or if it
button
was
B.
engaged.
Yeah,
Press
and
B, you
button
make
A if they
you
did
press button
answer.
A, the money dropped in, and you made your phone call. Yeah.
This is how old we are, folks at home. This is how old we are.
This is technology.
This is pre-mobile phone.
Yeah.
You know those things, those red boxes with phones in that you take a piss in on the way home from the pub? Well, that phone, this is what they used to be before that. They had two buttons, a button A and a button. Oh, just
black
look it up
box.
on the internet.
Yeah.
Those were the days. And you had to have 4 1p coins that were the size of, well, they were bigger than any coins we've got nowadays, weren't they?
Yeah,
They were
yeah, probably.
huge. Huge things. Yeah. And there were 240 of them in a quid.
Yep, just to make it simple.
240 of them in a quid, for heaven's sake. I've got a pound's worth of pence here. How many? 240.
Yeah, 12
What?
pennies to a shilling.
Yeah.
12 shillings
Our
to a
maths
pound.
was base 12, base 20, and something else, wasn't it? In the same sum. Crazy. Thank
And
goodness.
sixpence.
Sixpence. Yeah.
Sixpence.
Funny in the old
NND.
days, people used to queue up to go into phone boxes, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you used to say to your girlfriend to call the phone box
Yeah.
at that particular time and you'll pick it up.
Yeah, I remember that. Goodness me.
Well,
and then you
the-
get
And you
there
were
and, you
hoping
go-
there was nobody in there.
Yeah,
or
but-
you get in there yourself and pretend you're on
And
the phone.
pretend you're on the phone.
You'd hold, you have the phone here, but you have your hand on the bottom
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
receiver cradle, so that it would ring anyway.
Yeah, and then it'd be usually like an old lady going,
God, some of the tricks we used to get up to, yeah.
knocking on the thing outside,
The
wouldn't
thing
you?
was, in those days, for 4p, or 4d, as it was, 4pence, there was no time limit. There was no time limit. You put 4 pence in, and you could talk for as long as you wanted.
I don't remember that.
No, it's true. And one of the bitches, one of the complaints about STD calling was that your time was limited. You had to put more money in.
Yeah, that's
But with 4D, nah, unlimited time. crazy.
Do you remember the phone where you'd put money in, and then you'd chat, and then you'd put the phone down, and if you hadn't used it all, the money you hadn't used would drop out.
No.
Yeah, it used to come out with the money go chung 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 chung, come back out
Yeah, I remember that.
the little thing at the bottom.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but that was when it was 2p.
STD. 2p. Right. 2p's and 5p's. Yeah. I didn't use the phone that much. Fortunately.
Do you still have phone boxes like with phones?
I don't know.
Taking the mobile's going to kill them off, innit?
Well, if it hasn't done already, yeah, I don't know.
I actually saw.
Do you still, are there still phone boxes out there?
Yeah. There's one in London Bridge that's got.
Defibrillator.
It's an internet.
Oh,
It's an internet. You can actually go on and use the internet.
Wow.
In the phone box?
Yeah.
that's different.
Mm.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's also them defibrillators in them, and as well, they've got that as well.
Yeah, which is quite good.
Which is all well and good, but how many people know to actually use them properly?
Yeah, by the time you read the instruction book, the person's dead. Yeah.
just keep, just stay alive a minute, mate. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you for using the defibrillator. It's
If you can't read these instructions, just press button B. But bear in mind, you'll lose your 4D.
There you go.
I actually thought I'd saved the guy's life that was having a heart attack. I was in this.
Tell us more.
I was in this pub, right? Surprisingly.
I don't believe that. I do not believe that.
I was, yeah. Very,
Okay, go on.
very rare. And this guy keeled over, started giving it all this. And so I went bang, hit his chest.
Not a good idea to an epileptic.
You got exactly what happened, yeah. So I'm there punching this guy's chest and giving it all this. And yeah, it was an epileptic fit he was
I
having.
knew as soon as you said that. I remember the very first time I ever saw that. I didn't know about epilepsy. I was about 19 years old. I was playing rugby, and we'd just played a game, and we came in, and one of these lads he'd taken all his clothes to get into the bath. You know, in those days, it was like communal baths. Okay. But you probably don't know because you didn't play rugby. But yeah, you'd all get into one bath. It'd have like Dettol in it, so any infections and stuff were killed off. So if you got a cut, you can catch an infection. So the bath had Dettol in it, but you take your own soap, you jump in and you clean off. And this guy was about to get into this bath when the fit hit him, right?
Shit.
So he fell on the floor, and it's a concrete floor. There's a concrete wall to the side of the bath. I mean, he looked like bloody Spartacus. Well, not Spartacus, but Spartacus' mate that got run over in the bloody chariots. He was covered in cuts and grazes and bruises, and I had no idea what to do. So a couple of guys did know what to do, and they were trying to restrain him. But I mean, when you have an epileptic fit, you are so strong, but you don't know what you're doing, you know, obviously, because you're not there. It's the most terrifying experience, honestly. At the time.
In my defence, actually, the paramedics turned up afterwards, and I said, "Sorry, I thought he was having a heart attack," and he said, "It's actually better to do something than nothing." So it's like, right. But
so,
my mate,
so you got your sticker,
so I got my sticker, yeah, got my little gold star.
little badge.
Went home and showed my mum.
Yeah, again, luckily, epilepsy isn't an infectious disease.
Oh yeah,
But we're allowed some license on this subject, as it's such a...
yeah. So anyway, syphilis. Come on, that's what everyone wants to know about.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
excuse me.
Oh, certainly. Oh, you
okay.
had a call?
No,
Oh.
but my ring alarm is telling me.
Something interesting.
Yeah, possibly. By the time we get there, the burglar will have gone home anyway, probably.
Let's just say, is this the woman you're having an affair with, Pat?
That'll be the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the wife wants to hear, isn't it?
To be fair. Yeah.
It's all gone quiet now. Can you
Yeah.
catch anything from using mobile phones? Which keeps us on subject.
Well, I think if you share it with somebody else who's got something catching and they breathe into it.
Yeah, you might.
There's every chance.
Hmm?
Right, sorry, no, well, if it was a burglar, then they either can't get in or they've got in and pissed off. No, I've got these, you know, these cameras. These cameras.
Yeah.
They're called ring alarms. So, more product placement. So I've got one on the back door. The reason is I got burgled. I got burgled a few years ago, right? I didn't know it'd been burgled until my wife said, "Oh, pop down to the garage," which is like in the back garden. Pop down to the garage and grab me a so-and-so. So I walk out onto the patio, and there's a pair of my tracksuit bottoms. I said, "Suze, and as I turned round, the door handle of my back door wasn't there. It had been ripped off. So I'm thinking, oh, shit. So I went in the house. I had a look round. I got 2 very expensive DSLR cameras on stands in the dining room because I've been doing a self-tape for something, right? They were both still there. Couldn't find anything missing, right? And I kind of worked out that they'd come from my car because I got a fairly new, in fact, brand new BMW hybrid.
Product placement.
Right? And they'd broken in to get the keys. Well, what they didn't know was I always take my car keys to the bedroom, and our bedroom's always locked. Right? We sleep in a locked bedroom because...
Do you want to tell anybody this?
Well, hey. Come and try it if you think you're hard enough. As well as locking the bedroom, I've got a baseball bat with a nail through the top.
There you go.
Okay.
Proper
and by
cartoon.
the way, my I was going to call it a Labrador, but it's not really. It's a bully dog. It just looks like a Labrador.
Nailed it in one.
I leave it as hungry as I can do at night. So feel free. Anyway, I got his ring alarms because of this burglary. One on the front door, one on the back door. They're brilliant. I'm in Spain on holiday. Somebody at the front door. I look at go on the camera, look who it is.
I've seen them things, yeah.
Unbelievable. It costs £5 a month. Worth every penny.
Yeah, I've seen the adverts where they say, "Oh, just leave the package in the next to the bin" and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really good. How does that come into infectious diseases?
I don't know, but I really want to try
Syphilis.
and track how. Oh yeah, because I mentioned syphilis, and so you came up with your ring alarm, and the fact you've been burgled, which is a very seamless segue, isn't it? You know?
I've never heard of a SIF ring before, but
SIF ring.
looks like I'm going to get one.
Well, I can honestly say that I discovered or heard about or found out about STDs in good time, right? Well, you know, one of the worst ones obviously was AIDS, wasn't it?
Oh, that was the biggie, wasn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's suddenly popped up and then went boom all over the world, didn't it? I think it started off in probably, well, it was first noticed in Los Angeles, where they've got a huge, well, not the only place that's got a huge gay population, but they had a very overt gay sort of section, if you like, and lots of these gay men were falling down with this disease.
Yeah, because that's what the community was first with, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's.
Did you know, originally, AIDS was called GRIDS.
Was it?
GRIADS. And it was gay-related immune deficiency syndrome.
Really?
Until
The gay community complained about it.
No, it wasn't that.
Oh,
it was the
really?
fact that elderly people started to get it and everything. Yeah, and it was like, well, what's happening here? And then they realised it was blood. It was in blood.
Yeah.
Because haemophiliacs started to get it, didn't they?
Of course, yeah, there was that as well.
So it wasn't anything whatsoever to do with being gay or anything like that. But do you remember the advert with the great big gravestone? And it had AIDS written on it. This great big gravestone that just came crashing down.
Yeah, I do remember that, yeah.
Amazing, eh?
No, that
Is he still around? Got to be, hasn't
Who?
AIDS.
Oh yeah,
It's just not in the press anymore.
But I think the predecessor, no, the preemptor of it is called it's got me now. It's not
Gone out
called
your
AIDS,
head.
is it? It's called HIV, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's called
It's,
HIV. And HIV is precursor. That's the word I was looking for. The thing comes before anyway. HIV is a precursor to AIDS, and if you get HIV, they can give you drugs that will
Stop it
kind of
developing
control
into
it.
AIDS.
Yeah, kind of control it. Yeah, but I think if you get full-blown AIDS, you're a goner. Full stop. Really. Anyway, the story was that I, fortunately, a few years probably before AIDS came out, I'd settled down. So I wasn't trying to fuck anything that walked, because otherwise I might have copped it as well. So I was a one-woman man, probably 2 years before AIDS kicked in. So I was very lucky, really.
I don't remember when it was.
No,
I remember
no.
reading about it because
Yeah.
it was just in America. And I remember reading about this disease that was.
I don't think it was just in America. I think it was
Well, that-
recognised in America.
That's what the press was saying.
They
yeah.
say it started in Africa.
Oh, there's all sorts of stuff, isn't there?
Because it came from cohabitation of humans and monkeys.
That was the myth.
Some person fucked a monkey, and I think that's what happened. Just to put it in basic terms.
Yeah.
In basic terms. That's the rumour. Whether that's folks, if you know better, please write in.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that will.
Yeah. It's called monkey business.
Didum.
Keep trying, Kev. Keep trying, mate. One of them will come out of gym.
Well, no.
One of them will
okay,
come
so-
out of gym. You know what it's like. So yeah, that was at the time. That was the most infectious, horrendous thing. Because people knew if you copped it, that was the end. You were a goner. Because trying to find a cure was so difficult, wasn't it? And I think it still is. There's no actual cure. There's this thing controlled thereof. I don't know quite how that works. Fortunately, I don't need it. Anyway, going back to your question of that. No, I haven't got syphilis, and fairly sure.
I forgot that's what it
I'm sure Kev was probably celibate for long enough to avoid it as well,
Yeah.
weren't you?
I celebrate all the time, mate.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yep, I was celibate. I was celibate during it all.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Not by choice, but
Oh, well, there you go.
you want to try being bold at the age of 20 and
Yeah.
And shagging. Yeah.
it just doesn't
You
happen.
know, when I was, yeah.
Cracked it in one.
Yeah. I'd say being bald, I mean, I don't envy you being bald, because that's when I was 5, it was a horror. It was a horror of mine that I'd go bald. I was bloody 5, right? And I've got blonde hair, proper honey blonde hair, right? And obviously, when you're a kid with blonde hair and blue eyes, you get drooled over, usually by bloody women, whoopee, of all sorts. So I was loving it. Men don't do quite the same thing. They go, oh yeah, you're very pretty, but women go, oh my God, isn't he gorgeous? So this approbation I was getting for being blue-eyed and blonde had an effect on me. Anyway, one day my dad said, right, I'm going to barber's today. You need your haircut. Okay. Off with Tootle, do him first. The old man's bald. He's got some hair, but, big bald patch here, big bald patch there, but he's got hair here and there. Anyway, the barber says, Brooklyn, Mr. Carney? Yes, please. What? Because ex-Navy man, of course.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Right, so they put me in the chair, snip, snip, snip. Brooklyn, Mr. Carney? I said, no, thanks. Why not? I said, well, he puts it on his hair and look at him. I said, I don't want to go bald, because I equated Brooklyn.
Brooklyn,
Yeah. And the hairdresser couldn't believe his ears. I was 5 years old, telling him I didn't want Brooklyn because I didn't want to go bald. Hey, do you know what? It worked.
Well done, mate.
Nah, I mean, who knows?
Yeah. I love being bold because when I look at you, I think, God, I'm so good looking. Wouldn't want to look like that.
Your beard's the same colour as my hair,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it was less of it.
So what causes it then?
What causes what?
Baldness.
It's genetic.
No, my dad wasn't born. Though
It doesn't hit first
my
generation.
granddad was, though, so
It
that's
doesn't
what
hit
it is.
first generations necessarily.
Yeah.
No, I spoke to a chirologist, or a chirologist, whatever you call him, a specialist in heads and hair, and I said about baldness. He said, if one of your ancestors farther up had a really good head of hair, there's an outside chance you'll get the same, because it sometimes misses a generation. Well, apparently, my paternal grandfather was a fucking gorilla. He got hair everywhere. You know, he was a really hirsute chappy.
Yeah, I've got it here.
Well, you know.
You think it is?
Yeah,
Funny
me
that,
too.
isn't it? I don't understand that.
Hang on.
Shall we?
Well, I've got one.
Here we go.
Ain't that weird?
Look. See? See my one?
You got one.
What can I say?
Actually, I don't know why we're doing that. 'Cause they've all seen it on stage anyway, haven't they? You know.
Very true. That's very true, yeah. Yeah, but there are other STDs, of course, aren't they?
I don't know. I'm no expert.
No, not me. I think the only, I mean, it's called an STD, but there's something that girls suffer from.
Pregnancy.
No, it's something that boys can suffer from as well, but I can't remember what it's called. I know the cream that fixes it. It's called Caniston.
Oh,
It's
I know
either
the
thrush
thing you
or
mean.
something
Yeah,
similar.
thrush.
No, there's another one as well.
Oh,
Doesn't
sparrow.
look- It's more.
Blackbirds.
No. Can't think of the name.
Seagull.
No, it's not a bird's name.
Oh, wait.
Anyway, whatever. But I think what happens is if you're having a new relationship with, I'll use the word, a new sexual relationship with someone, that there's a risk that you'll both catch this thing because of a change of partner. It's it's just your body reacting to, a different. Whatever it is. Can't think of the name of it now. I've only had it once. I said it once when I had a new relationship. And she got it as well. But she got it at other times as well. Because it's not the only reason you get it, blah, blah. So whatever. Anyway, it's just where when you wee, it's a bit sore. That's all.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They also call it the honeymoon.
Something like that. Yeah, probably. Cool.
Cystitis.
That's it. Well, 10 out of 10 for that man.
Well done, yeah.
Mastermind, are you keeping the score on this chap? Well
Yeah.
done, you. Woo, fantastic. I tell you what, the only thing that was ever worse than that, and it's happened to me twice. Once I ran into a radiator backwards, accidentally, playing basketball in an old-fashioned gym where they've got radiators on the end walls, just under the basketball ring.
Yeah.
Right? And I went to, at the time, my then wife was pregnant. I went to visit her, and I'd been weeing cloudy wee. I think that's a bit weird. It's kind of a pinkish yellow. A bit odd. Anyway, I went to visit. My wife was sharing a room with another girl, also having babies, and her husband and I were at the same time. As we were going out, he says, "Oh, can I give you a lift somewhere?" So, "Yeah, it'd be great, thanks." Great. So, got in the car. I said, I can't remember what I said. I said something to him about possibly pissing blood. So he went out the maternity hospital gate, turned left onto the main road and turned right into A&E. He says, "We're having you checked straight away."
Ah.
So they took me in. I was in there for a week being checked. And there was the week that my wife had the baby. So every day, a nurse would wheel me in a wheelchair. I tell you what, it should have been me wheeling her. She must have been 102 she was a day. I had to get out when she went over the doorways because you couldn't push me over the fucking thing. It was so funny. Anyway, apparently they reckoned I got a bruised kidney. And a few years later, it manifested itself again. I went to docs, it's all about it checks. Went into hospital. And they didn't tell me what they were going to do. So I'd eaten.
Oh, right.
They gave me a
yeah.
fucking general to do a cystoscopy, shoved a fucking tube up my knob and blah, blah. Checked that was all right. Of course, come out of that, not wanting to piss for a couple of days because I knew it was going to be... But the longer I waited, the more fucking painful it was. So I ended up, pissing broken glass where it felt like it. And then when I had a knee done a couple of months ago, I had the spinal injection, which freezes your lower half. So, they can cut you and you don't know you're being cut and have your knee, removed and replaced, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, did that. And I'm lying in bed, feeling fine, except I'm busting for a piss. I said, nurse, I need a thing, I need a wee. Oh, yeah, sure. It wouldn't come out. Even though my bladder was aching with fucking piss, it would not come out. I said, I'm having trouble here. She said, oh, God. She said, we'll have to do a catheter on you. Fucking hell. So they stick a tube up my knob, right? Oh, God. And the nurse was not very sympathetic, all right? I don't know why. I'm not going to why, but whatever, anyway. And I'm in agony for 12 hours. It worked, because I managed to piss, a bucket full. And I said to this nurse, I said, when's this coming out? She said, another 12 hours. Oh, fuck that. She went off duty about an hour later. The day girl came on, said, take this out, please. I said, take it out. I said, I've pissed a gallon. That'll do me. She said, agony. Can't stand any more. Okay? She went, okay. Took it out. I was all right after that. It took a couple of days for it to recover. But I went back to see the surgeon a few weeks later, told him about this. He said, oh, bugger, he said, if I'd thought about it, we'd have put one in while you were under. And then you wouldn't have noticed it. Okay, they're taking it out. Might have been a bit painful, but at least it would have solved the problem for you, for, the in and the out and deliver. But catheters.
So go on, Kev, you ever had anything stuck up your knob? Yeah, well, we're on the subject, folks.
I've had a few things plonked on it, but not stuck up.
Yes, but young ladies sitting on it for sexual gratification doesn't count, Kevin.
Oh, okay.
So what about diseases?
I've always been
on our
well,
subject now. It's infectious diseases.
Infectious, yeah.
Is that just it?
I think it's recently, I mean, I've known him for quite a few years, and I can't remember him being ill.
No.
Have you?
No.
So, whether it's because he's got a very strong metabolism, is that the right word? No,
Yeah,
that's the wrong word.
It'll do.
It's immune system I'm thinking of. He might have a very strong immune system, or he just doesn't mix with skanky friends,
Well, he does, look.
apart from us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, we might be skanky, but we're not infectious. Well, apart from our senses of humour, of
Well,
course.
yeah.
Which we hope are.
I'll do okay.
I think I'm down to my last mouthful of beer. It's getting a bit drastic, this is.
Would you want some more?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I can manage for a bit, I think.
Good lad.
All right, have you had some?
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah, just finished me cup. I had it in my mug.
Oh,
Speaking
right.
of infectious diseases and all that, what's the illest you've ever been from booze? Go on then, Kev.
I'll just crashed out and not remembered and woke up
Not feeling very well.
at 6 o'clock in the morning thinking,
Yeah.
what am I doing here?
Yeah.
And where were you?
Can't remember. It was a good party.
Yeah.
I've got an interesting one on that one. Well, it's one regret about me getting drunk. One occasion.
Just the one in all these years?
No, they've all had different reasons for the regrets. All right, you regret it because you got a shocking hangover, you're throwing up all over the place, you got a headache and blah blah. This regret was nothing to do with that. I was chosen to play rugby for Ilford Wanderers first team because I was in their 7-a-side team that did well in the Essex County 7-a-sides.
Okay.
We won a trophy. So I got chosen to go to Amsterdam to play in the Dutch national sevens because we'd hosted their best team in a 15-a-side game a few weeks earlier. And they said, "Oh, guys, you must come over to the sevens. You'll have a great time." Yeah, okay. So I got a free trip to Amsterdam for a long weekend, right? So the Saturday night before the game on the Sunday, we were all kind of billeted with a player, okay?
Right.
So, but we all met up for a booze up in Amsterdam. So, of course, our counterparts are trying to get us pissed so we can't play with them the next day.
Right, yeah.
Which worked quite well because we only got to the semis before we lost. We ran out of steam after that. Anyway, so I'm shit-faced. I mean, they have to help me to the taxi or whatever, I can't remember. The taxi back to his flat, right? But his flat he shared with a girl who'd been on a piss-up with us. This girl was gorgeous. Oh, God, she was gorgeous. Blonde, just the perfect shape for me. Okay, so, anyway, so right, and I lay on the bed, gone, out of it, okay? Woke up the next day, Starkers, next to, blonde, also Starkers.
Hey.
And I don't remember anything between the two occasions. So I don't know whether it did or whether it didn't. I just don't know. But she wasn't bothered a bit. She just, "Oh, you're awake now? Yeah, okay, fine." She got out of bed, Starkers, wandered around for a bit, Starkers. I'm thinking, oh, I wish I hadn't got pissed.
Yeah, it's not actually a nice conversation to have, is it, going, "Excuse me, about last night. Did we..."
No, her boyfriend was next door. I don't know why. I ended up in bed with her, and I said I had a row, and she said, "Oh, you know what I mean?"
Doesn't explain the Starkers, though, does it?
Well, she slept in and knew that was all there was to it. Just that's the way she did it, and
Yeah, but not next to a stranger,
well,
which
maybe.
you were.
Well, yeah, but I was a pissed up asleep stranger. She probably knew she was safe. Whatever.
Well, you know what, Pat? Just tell yourself you did.
Well,
And then you can go through life.
It can be a fantasy, can't it?
Yeah,
Whoopee.
you can go through
Right, I
life
think
with...
we've exhausted ourselves on that one. Yes.
Yeah, I think we're done. I think we're done.
Yeah.
So, folks, tune in next week for the same shit.
Or non-infectious diseases.
Non-infectious diseases.
And we'll share them with you.
And we'll find out about the nude
Now,
blonde.
that was funny. See, you do come out the occasional joke.
Well, you got to do that, folks, haven't you? Now and again,
cut.
Kev's the rev.